They're going to submit a proposal that would lead to a ceasefire that would then lead to a broader negotiation. I think we will know from the context of that proposal where their mindset is and where they stand.
Do you think Putin's ready to make peace?
I think Putin will always cut the deal he thinks is in its best interest for the country, for Russia, and for his view of the world. I think right now, frankly, he has said, here's the latest. He says they're going to submit a proposal that would lead to a ceasefire that would then lead to a broader negotiation. I think we will know from the context of that proposal where their mindset is and where they stand.
Do you think Europe is serious about doing their part when it comes to sanctions on Russia and trying to find a solution to end this war?
Yeah, we actually saw we met with them this weekend in Rome, and they are on path and they are en route now to maybe as early as the middle part of this week, applying additional sanctions on Russia.
Senator Graham and Blumenthal have a bill that has 80 Senate sponsors on it that would put in place secondary sanctions on Russia because of its continued failure to come to the negotiating table to really look at how to end the war in Ukraine. Is this legislation that you or the Trump administration or the White House would support?
Well, it's legislation we're most certainly aware of. I am not today in a position to tell you we're going to endorse it or support it at this time, and I'll explain why. We want to continue to play the role where we can speak to both sides of this conflict and get them to the table to end this war once and for all. The president is fully aware, as he has reminded on numerous occasions, both in posts on social media and in public statements, he fully recognizes that he has options at his disposal. I can also tell you, and I believe you're personally aware, along with Senator Graham, that we have warned the Russians for the better part of 2 months that the Senate is working on a package which is far more severe than anything the president could impose under his own authority in many cases, and that eventually if progress isn't made, people were going to give us some time to work this out, but if that didn't work out after a while, there was nothing that it was going to happen. This was going to come. So we're aware of that. Suffice it to say that we are still hopeful, although at the same time realistic, but hopeful with our eyes wide open, that we can reach a point here where we can begin even the process of negotiating this. We've spent a lot of time on this. We've met with both sides, far more with the Ukrainians than with the Russians. We've had 2 technical talks with the Russians in the past, 1 high-level engagement. The president's spoken to President Putin 3 times. We've spoken to the Ukrainians far more. So what we're expecting now, based on the president's phone conversation yesterday and my conversations over the weekend with Mr. Lavrov, is that at some point here fairly soon, maybe in a number of days, maybe this week hopefully, the Russian side is going to present terms that they would want to see, just broad terms that would allow us to move towards a ceasefire. And that ceasefire would then allow us to enter into detailed negotiations to bring about an end to the conflict. We are hoping that will happen. We believe that the term sheet that the Russians produce will tell us a lot about their true intentions. If it's a term sheet that's realistic and you can work off of it, that's one thing. If it makes demands that we know are unrealistic, I think that will be indicative. And what the president will decide to do at that point, I can't speak for him at this moment. I'm not prepared to say. But I think we all know he is aware of both his authorities to sanction, and he is well aware of the fact that this bill is moving in the Senate.